Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Young at Heart on Saturday, featuring nursery rhymes, stories, songs, poems, Mother Goose, Aesop's fables, Lewis Carroll, limericks, larks, epic stories of the great operas, and such. To keep us all young at heart, I'm Father James DiLuzio. I have my sister, brother-in-law, and my godson visiting New York. My godson for the very first time, even though he's at the young age of 18. Yeah. Well, we're having a grand time, and yesterday was a little bit too full on our schedule, so here I am on Saturday afternoon. Are you waiting anxiously for the conclusion of Lohengrin? Have you been holding your breath? I hope not. But it is a fun and very satisfying conclusion based on the realities of life and the mysteries of the great folklore and the stories of the Holy Grail. So it's the wedding night, long wedding celebration. So it's very late, maybe even it's past midnight, that's for sure. And it seems that our heroine, Elsa, has fallen completely in with the doubts and suspicions that evil witch Ortrud has planted in her brain and in her heart. So instead of a night of passionate love, consummating their marriage and bringing them to a commitment for all the rest of their days, Elsa starts complaining. And she says, here in this great moment of love and commitment, you are going to call out my name in a moment of passion. And what am I going to say? I can't call you by your name. What kind of marriage is this? Who are you anyway? He keeps saying, no, Elsa, don't ask. But she did. Well, not only is that terrible thing happening, but Telamon had these four friends, these four guys who thought, oh, Telamon's right. This guy is a total imposter. He's implying some mysterious spiritual power. Elsa said she saw him in a dream, but this is an imposter. This is not it. We got to save Elsa, and we've got to reclaim our tribe leader, not this imposter, but you, Telamon, of course. You can lead her, and Ortrud, too. Well, our knight is spiritually blessed, and he is able to defeat all five of them, Telamon and the four friends. Now, he doesn't kill them because he's spiritual, but he does defeat them. And then he says, well, he has to call the council together. It's now daybreak. So Heinrich comes. All the people of the two tribes are there. He will now reveal his name, but he has to say farewell, for all of his power and gift cannot be claimed by anyone. That's why he can't be named. So while Elsa is in total despair and remorse, it's getting a little bit like the fall in the story of Genesis, he tells him that his name is Lohengrin, and he is the son of Parsifal, the great knight who restored the vibrancy of the Holy Grail because of his question of compassion for the Fisher King. And so, as the son of Parsifal, he must return now to Montserrat, the place of where the Holy Grail, and continue his work to defend the innocent and to guide people on the spiritual path along with the other knights. However, he has called forth his boat, which was, as you recall, it was led by a swan. Now, it just so happens, he says, as the swan is arriving with his boat to carry him back, he says, but I will leave you with a gift all the same. You're bereft of me, but I will bestow upon you a truly noble knight who can unite all these tribes so that these Germanic peoples can eventually, soon, in God's time, become a nation, knowing that in this 19th century, Germany wasn't fully a nation until later. It was a time in that 19th century, Europe was still not the Europe that we know. back in Italy, Verdi was also urging people to think of themselves as a fully nation, all those city-states. And, well, we could go on, but that's part of the context of this very opera, although it's still in a little further way back in time. So he says he will bestow on a knight as noble as he. And so it just turns out that as the boat arrives with the swan, the new knight is the swan. Yes, because Ortrud, wicked witch that she was, didn't have the power to kill Elsa's brother, but she did turn him into a swan. And now, with bestowing the spiritual power, the swan becomes Elsa's brother, so they're reunited at least. You see, even in the consequences of our actions, God gives us some blessings. And Telamon and Ortrud banished forever, gone. And the tribes are united, but Lohengrin does have to sail away. Lo and behold, the ship can guide itself as he returns to the community of the Holy Grail. So there you have it. In a nutshell, the conclusion of Lohengrin. You can look up more details. So many websites, Wagner websites. Just look up Lohengrin. Listen to the opera. There's a lot of powerful music. It's an earlier opera. There's some melodies. An earlier Wagner opera, rather. There's some melodies in it, some recognizable tunes, and I think you might enjoy it. Meanwhile, many blessings as we get closer and closer to the Easter celebration. We're going to the 5th Sunday of Lent this Sunday. The story of Lazarus being risen from the dead. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week on Tuesday night, Luke Live Online. Remember, last week I was giving a mission. I told you in last week's Young at Heart that I'd be giving a mission. Went really well, by the grace of God. Thank you. And for another Young at Heart next Friday, which is not Good Friday. We'll probably not have a Young at Heart then, but maybe we will. I'll think about it. Good night, everyone.